My Roommate is a Vampire by Dennis the Menace. Read by Deathlight. Chapter 15. Not quite so black and white. Vodka on the rocks. Ahem. Vinyl cleared her throat, elbowing me rather hard. I sighed. Just a soda. She's trying to stay sober, she explained to the bartender. Okay, I gotta get back to the stand. My audience awaits. I smiled. Alright. I scowled as she trotted away. Try to get a drink in this town. I cracked the can open with a hiss and pop, sipping at the froth and swallowing the zingy flavor. As I set the can down, I became aware that somebody was staring. She had the eyes of a hawk, or maybe a killer. They were cold, dull, jaded, silver. Everything about this mare was silver. Her hair was short and professional, bleached silver. Her coat was much like the rest of her, gunmetal gray. She wasn't like the others. Maybe just as robotic as the ponies on the dance floor, grinding to the electric music, shallow and hollow. But there was something different about this one. There was something more to her. The way she moved, the way she spoke. Her calculating gaze never wavered, not once. I felt uncomfortable. Nice to meet you. Her voice was smooth and velvety. She stuck out a hoof. Silver streak, she said, not even waiting. I shook it carefully. Octavia. Her horn glowed and I found an envelope being pushed into my hooves. I recommend opening that later place, more private. Maybe it was just the hangover getting to me, but I decided to humor the mayor for a bit. Of course, I nodded, smirking. Confidential, you have my word. Silver Streak smirked. Her face twisted into an expression I recognized as patronizing. Keep an eye out. By tomorrow, you'll see your face all over the papers. And with that, she drifted off, disappearing into the nightclub. What was that supposed to mean? And who was she? It was all too mysterious. Never mind that. Another soda, please. Have fun? Absolutely. I giggled, skipping along with Vinyl. It was 2 hours to the crack of dawn. Up the stairs we went, laughing and giggling like fillies. What do you got there, Octi? Oh, this? I held up the envelope. I shifted it into my saddlebag. Some pony handed this to me, told me to open it later. I could feel the atmosphere change around Vinyl. It was almost as if the air had been sucked out of the world. The warm, fuzzy feeling I had standing next to her faded into something more sinister. That other side of Vinyl came back with a vengeance, methodical and ruthless in her dealings. By any means necessary, Vinyl would protect me. That feeling in my gut, it was back. Fear. My mouth went dry as I saw who was striking a pose in the picture. There was a vile canine hunched over in Canterlot Park, baring teeth at the camera, blood and saliva dripping from its mouth. Say cheese! Snapped on a chair was a familiar symbol, a purple treble clef, a glorious mane ruined with leaves and twigs. At least she got your good side, Vinyl said humorlessly. On the back of the photograph, there was 2 words that made our hearts stop. We know. The impromptu visit was met with slight irritation on the part of Princess Luna, who had just gone to bed. Though when Vinyl explained the situation, Luna immediately snapped to attention. I watched them pace back and forth, together in a circle. If the situation wasn't so serious, I might have actually laughed. Can somebody please tell me what's going on? Shh! I huffed. At least, Octi, not now. But, Octavia, please. I screamed, enraged, without thinking. I let my frustration take hold. The beast inside me awakened. Feral thoughts of aggression filled my mind as I growled, snorting. My legs were bent. I was crouched, ready to lunge. Tell me! Vinyl and Luna flinched back slightly. I shook my head, looking down at my claws, feeling a bit more furrier. I squeaked, whimpering as I let myself change back. I'm sorry. And for a while, I sat, ashamed. After a while, I spoke up. If it helps, the pony who handed this to me, her name was, Silver Stripes? Luna and Vinyl stared. What? It looks like you've seen a ghost. I clapped my hooves together. Wait, I got it. Silver Streak. God damn it! Vinyl roared, slamming a hoof onto the table, hard enough to leave a dent. Not these guys again! Wait, what? Slow down. I'm new to all this. Any pony care to explain? Silver Horseshoes, an organization. What, this is a new trend? I groaned. Where in Equestria do ponies find time to join secret societies? Don't they have day jobs? A life? The princess furrowed her brow. As I was saying, the Silver Horseshoes are seemingly hell-bent on making our lives a living Tartarus. Okay, so basically they don't like vampires or lichens? Okay, any reason? Motive? If there is any reason to target us, we are unaware.
and they seem to target most supernaturals.
And? She shrugged.
That's it, Octavia.
You're telling me that you don't know anything about these ponies?
Watch your tone.
Sorry.
There's a point to being a secret organization, Octavia. Even as Princess of the Night, I am not privy to everything that goes on in Equestria, and I do not know every pony either. It's my job to do the best I can.
She sighed.
Their origin dates back at least 2 centuries, perhaps even more. Their activities were much more bloody in the past, and now they resort to functional and political means to exploit any of us.
Somehow, in less than a blink of an eye, our day out had turned into something of a nightmare. I could barely think. Life seemed to enjoy throwing me curveballs every second. It was too fast, too quick. One second I'm having a drink, and the next I'm embroiled in some sort of war. There's nothing quite like the feeling of having your dirty laundry aired out for every pony to see to make you more alert. More like being caught stealing cookies from the cookie jar. I felt trapped. It dawned on me that these ponies, whoever they were, had me in their clutches. I could scarcely imagine what would happen. It horrified me to think about. Have they ever outed any pony?
In the past, yes. And we've tried our best to relocate them in someplace safer. Place them in a protection program. Most of the victims of the Silver Horseshoe end up in the Everfree. But this newer generation has largely remained underground.
They've been quiet for a while now, Vinyl muttered. Silver Streak, what a jackass.
You know her? She's the head of the entire organization,
Lena explained.
This is not the first time she has attacked us like this.
Just burn it, plain and simple, I suggested. This is just a copy. You think they'd be dumb enough to hand over the real thing over to you?
Vinyl spat.
They have to have it archived somewhere. They said that they would go public on the information, right?
And I quote, "By tomorrow you'll see your face all over the papers."
She stomped her hoof. Equestria Daily, that has to be where they have sent the story.
Can't you do something about this, Princess?
Lena shook her head.
We are afraid not. We are not allowed to interfere with the media and press.
I got this, Princess.
You have my permission to do whatever is necessary.
Don't worry, I'll handle every— No! I yelled.
Vinyl, I can't have you keep cleaning up after me.
I am not taking you along, and this is not up for discussion.
I stared her down, my expression earnest.
Lena silently watched us stare each other down. Princess, come on, tell her.
It's her choice. She deserves to know.
Vinyl growled. Fine, just don't get in the way. You're not gonna like what you see.
I didn't sleep very well.
She grabbed the janitor by his mane, slamming his head into the glass. I shrieked, recoiling as shards splashed over the floor. She dragged him by his collar out the window. Her hoof and magic, the only thing standing in the way of him, and a very long trip down. Equestria Daily's headquarters was your basic run-of-the-mill printing press and newspaper agency rolled into one. Though, it was a bit of a stretch to say that they were a reliable source. It was supposed to be empty, seeing it was past closing hours. I realized that night how good Vinyl was at breaking things. Breaking into Equestria Daily was a breeze to her, and now it seemed she was cracking skulls and breaking windows. Did you know she kept masks around? She even had a special set of dyes to blot out our cutie marks. Where is it? Throwing the reels out the window, odds are you'll be going that way too. What are you doing? I shrieked. He forced down and screamed at the top of his lungs. He battled with himself as his legs dangled precariously in the air. Filing cabinet, top shelf! Vinyl dragged him back inside, dropping him unceremoniously on the ground. Sweating and pale, she let him scream his head off and ran down the hall, probably to hightail it out of there. You didn't have to do that. No loose ends. It was unnecessary. Will you shut up and help me? Hush. I pulled open the filing cabinet, searching through the files before it was promptly knocked over. The cabinet tipped over and fell with a crash. Vinyl! We're not gonna search for it. Then what are we doing? Burning it. She lowered her head, her horn glowing and sparking. I pushed her away. If we didn't find it, this would all be for nothing! I shifted through the packets and folders most recent. Found it. Good. Put it in the trash can. Vinyl, I think we should shred it or something. Put it in, she demanded. I tossed it into the bin, watching as she set fire to the contents. I gasped, pulling back, watching the embers rise and glow. The smell of paper. She was burning it all right, along with just about everything else in the room. Smoke filled the room quickly. Vinyl, this is insane! We're committing arson! I screamed and coughed. And you're an accomplice. What's your point? We could have just taken the real photo. Do you think that was the real photo? A bitter laugh. That was just another copy. This doesn't end here. This. She dropped her saddlebags onto the floor. The contents of her bag fell with a solid thud. This is about sending a message. I gasped as she levitated a detonator. Her bags, they had— It's time to bail. She shoved me through the window that led to the fire escape. My mind was numb as I held on to her, following her down the iron staircase and back onto the streets.
gazing at her. Take it or leave it, this is the only choice given. It makes you think. Think about free will. Had our choices been made because of who we are? My options had narrowed to a singular path on that road. The Royal Guards are here. I head this veranda down the street the opposite direction, ditching our masks in the storm drain.
Good.
I cringed, flattening my ears, dropping to the ground, as a horrifying boom ripped through the night, and also through the floor we had just been on, destroying any evidence. The explosion had started a fire, burning bright. The flames raged with black smoke rising from the building. Red, orange, yellow, hot to touch, incinerating everything in its path. Yet the flames didn't burn away our crimes. Feeling the shadows behind me leap higher, I watched numbly as the building was engulfed in flames. The smell of misery and smoke filling my nostrils. I can't say I wasn't warned.
Still breathing? Come on!
She grabbed my hoof, dragging me along. We kept running through the streets, blending into the shadows. Her domain. Our clops echoed through the night. I ran out of steam in a dead-end alleyway, with steam boiling out of the sewer gates. It was like all the flames of hell were burning high beneath us. We caught our breaths, or rather, I caught mine while Vinyl scoped out the corner, pressing up against the wall. I narrowed my eyes. This is the only way to know how much you love some pony. When you know what they're willing to sacrifice. How far would you go to save the ones you love? How much would you sacrifice to protect them? Sometimes it's better not to know. Despite all the lies, the secrecy, everything. I knew that everything she did, it was out of love. Didn't that make it right?
Okay, I don't really know what to say about this one. Except the antagonist was finally introduced and, got some story going on and, looks like there's gonna be more action going, finally, so, yeah. Also, on farther news, I'm just gonna be doing once a week. I'm gonna be doing the romance stuff for month of Lerv or whatever we're gonna be doing for February. So yeah, just gonna be on Mondays I think because this one's still got a lot of chapters left and Life of Death is actually wrapping up very quickly. I believe there's only like a couple more chapters left and I'm trying to get these both to end at the same time. So, anyways, so that's my battle plan. Also, a new semester started for me, so. Yes, and I'm in men's choir, so hopefully it's gonna be a little bit more better for you guys because I'm gonna learn how to control my voice even more now, so I know the different pitches and stuff. So it looks like it's just going up from here, you guys. So see you later.